Next, we have Juhsing, who's a member of the Labour Party Taiwan China, and he'll be speaking in Korean, so just make sure you're in the correct channel. Over to you, Juhsing.
Thank you for inviting me to this important and meaningful webinar.
너무 감사합니다. 미국이 시작하겠습니다.
I'll start.
미국이 중국을 봉쇄하는 큰 전략
Under the grand strategy of the U.S. to contain China, in 2018, Trump launched a trade war and a technology war against China. He used Taiwan as an anti-China pawn to provoke China politically. And Biden administration strengthened the military blockade in cooperation with Japan, South Korea, Australia, and the Philippines, creating the current tense situation and Cold War atmosphere in East Asia. Under these basic circumstances, today, I'd like to talk to you about the internal situation in Taiwan under the rule of the DPP, a pro-US separatist party, and the tense relations across the Taiwan Strait. Many of my comrades abroad have a misunderstanding of the DPP, a separatist party in Taiwan. So I will briefly explain the history of Taiwanese separatism. In 1895, Japan invaded China and seized Taiwan as a colony. In 1945, China won the anti-Japanese war, and Taiwan was able to return to the motherland. Naturally, pro-Japanese factions in Taiwan opposed the return, and this is where separatism originated. In 1952, the US-led unilateral San Francisco Treaty was signed, which deliberately violated the Potsdam and Cairo declarations in order to contain the socialist camps of China and the Soviet Union, leaving Taiwan's status indeterminate, which Taiwanese separatists used as their so-called international legal basis. In short, Taiwan separatism was created by imperialism. Of course, later, landowners displaced by land reform, anti-communist created under the Cold War, and Taiwan's unique regionalists joined together to form the current separatist forces. After the DPP came to power in 2016, it began to repudiate the One China principle, which was originally the most fundamental political basis for maintaining peaceful exchanges and cross-strait relations. With this foundation crumbling, mainland China had no choice but to cut off official exchanges with Taiwan. However, mainland China hoped to maintain civilian exchanges because it believes that through strengthening exchanges, they can understand each other and create favorable conditions for future reunification. The DPP, on the other hand, wanted to return to the old Cold War system, especially since creating an external enemy was very beneficial to the DPP's electoral prospects. As a result, the DPP has disrupted and even intimidated various civilian exchanges. First, the DPP amended laws such as the National Security Law Act to suppress people's freedom and restrict exchanges with mainland China. Then, it enacted a new anti-infiltration law, accusing those who wanted peace across the Taiwan Strait of colluding with the enemy. Then, it extended conscription from 4 months to 1 year at the behest of the US. The military budget has doubled in the last 5 years, reaching 2.5% of GDP and is expected to increase significantly in the future. In preparing for war, the US has instructed the military to prepare for war of attrition within the island of Taiwan, a military strategy that has made every citizen face the saturation of war. The front of the house will soon become the battlefield. However, from the US perspective, it is the most exhausting way of warfare for the Chinese mainland. That is why the US prefers this strategy. Newly inaugurated on May 20, 2024, Lai Ching-te is known for his harder separatist stance than his predecessor, Tsai Ing-wen. In his inaugural speech, Lai Ching-te clearly asserted his separatist stance and provoked mainland China. And 3 days later, on May 23rd, the China held a military exercise to encircle the island of Taiwan in a full state of war. Lai Ching-te's hardline stance has even the US worried that it could break free from US control and take drastic action. We believe that the immediate task of the cross-strait peace force and reunification movement is to oppose separatism and foreign intervention. We believe that as long as foreign powers do not intervene and support separatism, Chinese people on both sides of the strait can surely resolve the cross-strait issue peacefully and further promote peace in East Asia. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Juhsing, Tsang. I think a very important intervention, particularly because of the confusion that exists around the pro-US/US supported and created Taiwanese separatists. So appreciate that, and particularly chilling, and I think something that people should take cognizance is what you said, our homes would become the battlefields. This isn't a big man thing above us. This is how our homes will become battlefields. And that's, I think, an important message to share to people who aren't necessarily thinking about the bigger geopolitical struggles, but our homes would become battlefields. So appreciate your intervention.